Start with sheep.
Supreme.
Shock.
Etymology.
Peace to the family. I'm back with the 5th installation of Supreme Shock Etymology. And today we have Kaepernick versus Jay-Z. We ain't gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna get right into it. And starting with Mr. Kaepernick himself. As we know, the letter P right here isn't quite old, so it could definitely be the letter B. Instead of P, it would be, instead of caper or capper, it would be kabir. So by saying kabir, it's a Islamic name. Actually, it's the 37th name of Allah in Islam, or how you would say God. It's the 37th name of God in Islam, Kabir. So that would be a better way to have spelled it. Kabir, Kaepernick. But obviously we're dealing with the Kappa. So we're dealing with the more modern way of doing things. It has been Englished out, so it's Kaepernick. And when you talk about Kappa, it's Kappa or Kappen. Before they added the letter C, because it was still Kappa. Like, you already know, to take away, to rob, to plunder. All of that is what a caper or even caping is, And a caper, also the same word with the letter C, of course. It's the same word as the one with the K, caper. Which also could mean frolicking around because of such word like Capra. When we getting Capricorn. But as we know, a caper is an illegal or questionable act, or you can say an escapade. And the Capricorn is the goat. Actually, it's the sea goat. And that kind of has some connection to the other part of his name. But I'll get to that after we finish the first part of this, the name Kaepernick. Because the Kappa, and if you take the R off Kappa, and you have Kappy, that also comes from cap, where you get words like kaput and capo, as these words mean head. Capo means head. Also kaput, and of course cap, which is why the caps that we wear are called that, because they go on your cap, on your head. And capo means like the head, like the leader of an army or a regiment. And kaput is normally used when someone is beheaded. When they're beheaded, they're called kaput. Yeah. Or decapitated, decapitated, But moving on down to the second part of his name, which is Nick, of course. And Nick is coming from Nickors or Nikros, which actually is what they would say a water goblin or a water spirit or a water monster. We're going to understand what they mean when they saying these things and take the spookism out of everything. Because they'll consider a hippopotamus, a crocodile, whales, and many other sea creatures. They know these animals have spirits, have souls, and they honor them. Like when you hear about the troll at the end of the bridge and things like that, many times they actually mean a water spirit, which would be an animal that guards that area. And the reason the unicorn is portrayed as a horse because a rhino is actually related to the horse. They're actually coming from the same family. And then you have the Icelandic word nicker. All these mean nick. Which is like really to get cut or scraped or anything of the sort is what a nick is mainly known as. Or a knock, or Nissi. Like the Loch Nessie monster. It's the feminine of the Nick, which is a water spirit. The larger, meaning like Leviathan, the more powerful, more feared, the more honored, more respected. Then we got the Swedish Nacken, which means a sea god. It's all where we get the word Nick from. Nickus, the masculine, and Nickus, the feminine way of using this word to describe a feminine sea god or goddess, spirit. Nyx, and then feminine as you add the E. And nickel. Yeah, we actually looking at the way that this is showing that it's a god, because the word El, of course, means God. So the sea creature, Nick, El, like the hippopotamus god, Tyret, the Egyptian hippopotamus god, can be described as Nick, El. Of course, like I say, Nick, El meaning God, and Nick being the various sea creatures, and Tyret is many in one, having like crocodile back and hippopotamus belly, and even some feminine parts, like as far as breast, and Nick L, and even nickel, as far as a metal goes, is pertaining to mining and miners, where they were deceived by its copper color, because the ore gave no copper. As they truly broke down the metal, they were coming to find out this nickel like playing games on us, because it's not even what we thought it was, because it has a resemblance of copper when it's in this ore form. of course, Old Nick, which has been associated with Nimrod, where you getting the story of this old Saint Nick. So the true Old Nick would be the various sea gods. We're gonna move on, because you've seen all of the map that you have to put together to come up with what even is a Kaepernick. And of course the Colin, I touched on that word already in my video, in video number 3 of the Supreme Shot Therapy, when I touched on Christopher Colombo and the colony of Isabella and Ferdinand. So Colin would of course be the word colony.
Black to black to black to black.